First time I've talked this morning, so it's always such a weird feeling. Hello and welcome to Monson Made This. Long time no see. My name is Michael. It's been a couple of weeks since my last recipe video, and I think prior to that it was a couple of weeks before the previous video. So I've been meaning to film this particular video for a while now, but it just seemed like work. So I hadn't, and then today just decided it was the day to do it. Oh, welcome back, Hopper. Side note, we basically have this dog, Hopper, who loves to go inside and out all times, and we don't have a doggy door, and it's going to be 100 degrees outside in Vegas today, so it's already warm this morning at 9 o'clock, but using basically our blinds as a doggy door, and he basically just wants to go in and out all day, and he freaks out. He doesn't like closed doors, and I feel like he basically just goes through a door or pass through just to make sure that he can, not that he necessarily wants to go outside. So, tangent. Hey, welcome to Monson Made This. If this is your first video on my channel, I recommend watching a few recipe videos first, then coming back here. I don't know, I'm going to go in chronological order here in the last year and a half or so. So you may learn something if you're brand new to this channel. I've been, again, I think I already said my name's Michael. I've been vegan for almost 5 years. It'll be 5 years, July 4th. I started basically the day that I started eating vegan. And he goes back outside. Started eating vegan. I started an Instagram account. A friend of mine and I were chatting before, and we were talking about creative outlets, and I created this Instagram called Monson Made This. Didn't know what I wanted to do with it. Started taking pictures of food that I was eating on my vegan journey, and that wound up on my Monson Made This Instagram, and it turned into that. And then it'll be 4 years ago in September, so about 3.5 years ago, my partner Ben and I decided to convert, or decided to film YouTube videos to share those recipes instead of just the Instagram account, and that's how this YouTube channel, started. So I've been making videos for pretty much 3.5 years, regularly trying to get one out at least once a week. Sometimes I got 2 or 3 out a week. Sometimes there was even once or twice, I think it was only once, that I did an entire week worth of recipe videos, started getting into other vlog style content, more personal stuff. And for the most part, I've loved every minute of it. When I first started making videos, I was a high school English teacher, and even though the channel hasn't been this booming success per se, I mean, there's definitely marks of success, but I had a nice cushion, was able to leave that teaching job to focus on making videos and content full-time. And again, I've loved it. I love creating recipes, testing recipes, writing recipes, sharing recipes, making videos, taking pictures, everything that comes along with this particular line of work. And things had been great, and I felt inspired and felt like it was never a chore or never work to make videos. I have lists of ideas and post-its everywhere and pictures of things, and finding inspiration everywhere, and it's just never really been an issue for me. 2020 happens, and basically I think it was March of 2020 we lost one of our pups. We had 2 dogs at the time, Odie and Tuffy passed away. He had why am I forgetting what he had? Lymphoma, sorry. He had lymphoma. We had put him through treatment 2 years before. He went into remission. Everything was fine. It came back again. Started going through treatments again. Didn't really work as well. And basically like a week or 2 before quarantine, he passed away. So that was really rough and hard on us. But, you know, we basically just kept going, kept making content. Oh, excuse me. And tried to just push through, even though that was pretty upsetting. Again, 2020, we're in quarantine, global pandemic, and I don't really stop making content, still making videos, still trying to think about ways that I can help people that are also locked in their own homes make delicious food. And so that became kind of a focus at the beginning of quarantine, and kind of got out of that, got into definitely more comfort foods. And I, like pretty much anyone else who was stuck at home eating lots of food, I put on quite a bit of weight because I had actually been exercising, going to the gym regularly for about 8 months prior to quarantine. And pretty much everything that I had built, I lost during quarantine. So towards, I guess it started in December, but I had been contemplating it a little bit. I decided to kind of take this channel on my weight loss journey. So I, on December 6th, sat down in front of the camera, started basically documenting what I was eating, decided to eat a whole food plant-based diet, and basically tracked calories, and was able to lose quite a bit of weight. I think by the end of it, I lost just over like 25 or so pounds. Was about how much I lost. And that was from December of 2020 through, I think, March or April of 2021. Towards the end of the year, I think it was in December, my grandfather, my father's dad, passed away. He actually lived here in town, but I hadn't seen him or visited him in 2020 because of COVID. He passed away, and we weren't super close, and that, it hit me, but it didn't really like feel like that much again because we weren't that close and I hadn't really seen him. Weight loss journey was going good through, again, December, and I was filming content around that time. Is when I did that week of recipe videos. And towards the end of 2020, my dad started getting sick, and he lives in northern Nevada. And he started to get sick. He was going into the emergency room. Every time he would go in, it seemed like they would find something else. And I mean, there's a whole saga. But essentially at the beginning, I honestly don't remember the exact date, but in January, my father ended up passing away. Didn't get to see him again in 2020 because of COVID. We weren't that close per se, and again, that made kind of his passing seem kind of easy at the time. So I pushed through, kept on my weight loss journey, had success, and just had been pretty much not skipping a beat, to be cliche, as I just continued on. And then about a month ago, I just started to feel really lazy. It's the best word I can think of. It's just like I just started to feel like I had no energy, no ambition, no drive, no creativity, just felt like completely dried up. And it was really a struggle for me, like wasn't really interested in food. Plus I was sort of in this in-between space of, I was eating this particular way as a form of weight loss. Started going to the gym again. I had been exercising and doing some cardio, but I was able to go back to the gym, started lifting weights again, kind of trying to get back into that routine. Realizing that I could eat more foods that I had enjoyed before. So just kind of a difficult transition. Like, do I want to stay in this whole food, plant-based weight loss realm with the channel? Do I want to transition into other types of foods? So I'm struggling with that. And my dad's service, which because of COVID had been pushed through to June. So his service is actually basically a week from yesterday when I'm filming this. So it's a week out. And it's in northern Nevada. So as that date's approaching, it's just a lot of things are kind of swirling around, and it just kind of all hits me. And again, it's in the form of like lethargy. It's just in the form of lack of any ambition. And I just start to finally process things that I guess I hadn't, things had seemed easy. Excuse me. Just kept going with the channel, making content, focusing on being in front of the camera, and not really maybe acknowledging the things that I should have, or not really processing some of the things that I should have, from global pandemic to loss of relatives to loss of a puppy to being stuck in a house. on top of that, I actually started, I got my vaccine, I guess it's been 4 weeks ago at this point. So around that same time also, I don't think they're related. But yeah, just all of a sudden things started to hit me and I needed to process. And even though I wanted to make content, I just didn't feel like I had it in me. So I decided, you know what, I'm going to take a break. My dad's service is in the beginning of June. Travel for that, experience that, go through that, process it, have closure there, and then try to get back to normal. So by the end of this week, I'll be fully done with my vaccination cycle, 2 weeks past my second shot. I'll have gone through my father's service. Again, this is kind of into the future here. But I am ready to start making content again. In fact, one of the main reasons I wanted to film this today is because this afternoon I'm going to be filming the next recipe video. It's going to be a sponsored video with RW Garcia, which I'm actually really excited about because they're one of the first companies that ever sent me product at all when my channel just started, and they sent me product that I could use. I created a couple of recipes without any compensation at all, just pretty much product for promotion. And then now I'm able to do a sponsored video with them, and that's really exciting. And so I feel like I've got some momentum again. Yeah, I'm definitely not solved. I'm definitely not through everything. Definitely the part that I need to get through most of all is still in the future. But I just wanted to give you all an update, let you know where my head has been, where I've been, what's been going on. And just to let you know that I will be back, that I will be making content again, that there will be more recipes, there will be more videos, that I just needed to step away, I needed to think, I needed to go through that laziness and that kind of hopelessness for a bit, just so I could pick myself back up and to kind of put pieces together that I just hadn't. I guess I just let things kind of go in the back of my mind as I pushed through, and one day they said, you know what, you need to think about us, you need to deal with us. So that's where I am, that's what I'm doing. Hope that helps as an explanation. This long-winded one take, but thank you all for watching. Thanks to those of you that have supported this channel from the beginning. Thanks to those of you that are just starting to support the channel now. I appreciate it. I am sorry that I haven't been as active on here as possible, but again, I hope this, I guess not as possible. I just hope that this is maybe an explanation as to what's been going on in my head again, so that you understand why I haven't been around as much. So I will see you very soon with a brand new recipe video and more to come. So thank you, thank you, thank you, and I'll see you again very soon. Bye.
Ryan Little.